thing. It's huge. That's big. That's like a dinner plate. Look at the cute little calipers. For us. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're working on the BMW, the M5 behind me again. We got all the rust taken care of underneath. We still got to take care of the paint on top, which we're gonna get to that. But what I want to do now is just check everything mechanically. The car's pretty sound. It's been very well taken care of, but let's just, it's up on the lift. We might as well just go underneath and see what she needs. Let's check it out. All right, here we go. Woo! Look under her skirt. All right, let's start from the back. It looks like a lot of new parts. This is a new, that part's new. Those are notorious for going. This is what's a little different on the M5s. These are a little beefier, this lower control arm and the upper control arm. But again, you want to look at these bushings. And the bushings on that are really nice. I don't know if they've been replaced. I know there's been a lot of suspension work done to this. It looks like the rear brakes are getting a little worn. We'll probably have to do those. I kind of knew that going into it. If you look in there. It looks like a magnified record. Yeah, they're pretty bad. But again, let's go over to the other side here. Looks about the same. That up there, I can tell that is like a trailing arm. That one looks like it's original. And that might be the only real worn item. I don't know if you can see up in there. It looks a little worn. That might need to be replaced. Another thing you always want to check on these usually break. These are new. I might actually replace those in this shop a while back, but these snap. They snap right here. Same with this one. That one's new. So the bushings are new too in there for the sway bar. The end links look pretty new. Those are in pretty good shape. Same over here. Bushings here look good. A little bit of corrosion around that one, but the bushing looks good. Upper control arm bushings up there. And I know because of receipts, they've been replaced. Oh, we got our headlight levelers. Those things are always broken. Brake lines look good. E-brake cables look good. Shocks are original, but no leaking. There was a leak here. I actually replaced this. The pinion seal was bad. You can see all the remnants of the oil left in there. So I replaced the pinion seal. You can see I've been in there. That's my mark. And we put a new drive shaft in. Brand new drive shaft from BMW. I'll follow the exhaust up. The exhaust looks really good. Check our Guibo. Guibo. I know that's brand new and it's a BMW part. I put it in. Again, there's one of my marks. See, the drive shaft is brand new. And let's just go down to the right. There's a ton of new parts on this side. All new ball joints, lower control arm. Yeah, tie rod looks good. That looks original, but it looks good. All these bushings, these are all brand new. And the strut looks good. Those are original. We do have a little bit of a dislocated headlight leveler there, but I'm trying to free that up. It is stuck. The end links look good. If you can turn them easily, those are pretty stiff. If you can turn them easily, they need to be replaced. Yeah, it looks good up in there. One thing these are known for too is bad valve cover gaskets. And this one's good. There's a little bit of leakage over here around the sensor, but that's typical. It looks like it might be older. The other notorious thing are engine mounts, and those look pretty good. They just you can always tell they get squishy and they become almost liquefied in a way. And we look up in here, looks like we just got a little bit of a grime. Might need a new belt. It looks like it might need a new belt. Some cracks in that belt. The outer belt looks actually pretty good. That looks new. It's got some Evo Sport pulleys on it. Engine mount looks good too. We got some seepage, some sweating from the power steering. It looks like it's really just old, and I don't think it's anything serious, but I don't see any major oil leaks. That looks pretty good. Now we can come over to this side here. And again, we got all new suspension parts here. That outer tie rod looks new. I know there's a bunch of steering parts that were replaced up here. Outer and inner tie rods. And strut and shock look really good. Again, the end link, solid. Those sway bar bushings look good. They're not squished. You just check this one again. you'll see they start to get ovaled. I haven't seen these break before, the mounts, but they do on the back. So we look pretty good mechanically under here. The radiator looks good. I don't see any leaks or corrosion on that. So we're pretty good. I think, let's check the brakes on the outside here. I think they look pretty good. The car hasn't been driven. It's got some wear, a little bit of a ridge. Those look way worse than they are. They just need to be driven. A lot of meat left on those pads. And yes, we need tires. We're aware of that. I have tires for it. Once we fix my tire machine, stay tuned for that one. I'm gonna be doing a video on repairing that thing. But it looks pretty good. Rear brakes, anybody? Let's do the rear brakes. I say rear brakes. Rear brakes it is. 3 orange whips. Anybody? No? Blues Brothers. All right, let's do these brakes. Get the wheels off. Where's my nut cup? Nut cup. There we go. Got her. Wow, that is a massive tire. Look at this thing. It's huge. That's like a dinner plate. And then look at the cute little caliper. All right, we'll get these off. Hopefully we can get those out. Oh God. We'll go medium strength. Woo! Oh, shot me back there. Covers up. Come on. It is literally like a record. Magnified record. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right round. Are you guys listening? Oh, how embarrassing. I won't sing again. All right, let's get this done. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. It helps to kind of loosen that up a little bit too if you give it a little wacky. Send her home. Oh. All right, don't get too excited, guys. Oh, now we can get excited. I'll give her a 10. Nope. What in the? I'm confused right now. This is me confused. Don't want to be on an angle with those. So we can pry these past stuck on the lip. There we go. The pads are good, but man, the rotors are trashed. It's from probably not being used. Man, there's some grooves in these pads. These are terrible. I'll show you in a second as soon as I get this one out of there. Let me get a little screwdriver. These little spring clips on the back side of that there. Oh, they're not even evenly worn. Wow, these are bad. I wish these had like calipers had like a quick disconnect. That'd be great. You just look at a little. Oh, good. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted to do. Bracket off. Man, that is in there. Caliper's pretty crispy. Wow, look at these things. These are bad. You guys see that? Look at those grooves. Oh, and then if you look at this, they're not even worn evenly. The inner one's even worse. It's like lower over here. And look at these grooves, man. There's one big one right there. It's got to be a mil. It's just, they're wearing right to that rotor. There we go. Look at the inside of the brake. That's what I was getting past there. Look at that. The e-brake is just disgusting. Those are junk. You see this? This has got the drum for the e-brake in there. See that? We'll clean all that up, readjust it, get that set back in where it belongs. Yeah, they're kind of a mess. Yeah, that needs to all be cleaned up. Gotta love New England. Angry dust shield. A little Bondo, fiberglass in there. We won't do that. All right, let's get to it. Clean it up. I got the Nerd 2000s on, by the way. The other thing I like to do, this rust, I like to take a Scotch-Brite pad on a whiz wheel. You don't want to use a grinding disc because it won't be even, but just to clean that up so that surface is level. You'll get pulsations in your brakes. All right, take a little bit of a Scotch-Brite pad to these shoes, break off some of this rust. I don't want that coming apart. These have plenty of life left. These rarely ever need to be replaced. All right, here are the rotors. I always like to get the good ones. These are actually treated. They're painted. It's not a powder coat, but it's like a heat treated paint. Just a way better quality. The rotors are better quality. I don't go with the cheap stuff. So I got the Techstar pads and rotors. I always like to match them. They don't work well together if you don't match your something like this. You don't want to go cheap. So we'll get these cleaned up. Remember, they always have a oil on them. You want to clean them up and brake clean. This, you can see this like yellow sticky stuff. It's like a wax. So if you don't take that off, it gets into the pad. Let's get these back on there. We're gonna get those offset there. Hopefully, yeah. There it is. Put a little anti-seize on those. That's a little too much. Ever gotten this on your hands? You never get it off. All right. That's so much nicer. We painted up the caliper too, and then I painted up that dust shield. Put a rust inhibitor on it because it was looking pretty bad. That's that brake on the other side. Do you hear that? I think the brake on the other side is so bad. And we'll get the caliper and everything back on. Oh, look nice and new. Put that M symbol on it. I sandblasted the pad in the outer part of the caliper, the pad holder. I sandblasted the clip as well. Edit and scene. I like to put a little bit of grease where they slide inside the caliper. Grease the front of the pad to slide a lot better. I worked with a kid who did that once. Make sure you grease the pad. Yep, he greased them. He took me literally. Oh, these are gonna perform so much better. So those slide on there. That's why I wanted to sandblast them, because if they don't slide well, they don't work right. And they were all full of gunk. See, these look brand new now. And look at that, nice and slippery. Nice and slidey. These are always tricky to put back together. So we got this side all done. Looking brandy new. That's not a new caliper. I just sandblasted the whole thing. All slide. I took a wire wheel, a whiz wheel to that. Sandblasted this outer clip. Greased inside there. That's really how you should do a brake job on any car. It just all needs to be cleaned up. Especially if they're rusty. They won't work right if they're not clean. Here's the other side here. Looks just like the other side. All cleaned up. This is all painted here. Sandblasted and painted here. The clip's been painted as well. That's how these should be done. This side was actually worse. I'll show you these real quick. You can see these. I'm not gonna sing again, but it does look like a blown up record. This was real deep. And the backs were terrible. Look at that. Well, we're gonna end it here for now on this car. Brakes done. We still got a lot to do bodywork wise. We will get to that in the next video. We'll clean up these rocker panels, do the bodywork on there, and then work our way up to the top and eventually paint. We got a new front bumper for the front. That makes sense, front bumper for the front. I'm not gonna use that primer, but we will paint the front bumper, get all the trim back in it. The parking sensors and the fog lights, the center grille, all that will get put back in, and we'll match that. This fender will get painted. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, hit that like button. We're going to be doing more on this, so hit the notification button as well so you'll be notified about this car. It's going to be a streamlined butterfly. All right, take care, guys.